Turning our attention now to the ASX, here's Matt Birney and Bulls and Bears with the latest public company views and interviews.
Welcome to Bulls and Bears, brought to you today by mineral exploration company PepinNini Minerals, ASX code PNN. I'm Matt Birney and I'm joined now by the Managing Director of PepinNini Minerals, Rebecca Holland-Kennedy. Hi Rebecca.
Hi Matt.
PepinNini is on the hunt for kaolin and halloysite in South Australia, nickel and copper in the Musgrave Ranges of South Australia, and copper gold at its Santa Ynez project in the Salta province of Argentina. However, it was PepinNini's Lithium brine project, also in the Salta province of Argentina, that caused the company's share price to double recently after a couple of very interesting ASX announcements. Firstly, Rebecca, can you just lay out your Salta lithium brine project for me? Because I understand it straddles a number of different lithium-bearing brine sources or underground salt lakes. Is that right?
Yes, it actually covers 7 different salars. We've got tenements totalling some 14,000 hectares. The lithium brine is contained in aquifers below the surface, but they're dried lakes, just like Lake Eyre in Australia.
Okay, so how big is the resource there at the moment?
We've got a resource on 2 of the salars, on Rincon and Pullar actually, and the resource is some 250,000 tonnes of lithium carbonate equivalent.
What sort of grades?
The grade's 313 milligrams per litre.
Curiously, you've been experimenting by mixing samples of lithium-bearing brine from your Rincon salar with brine from your Incohasi salar. So what were you trying to achieve by mixing those brines, and what was the outcome?
I came up with the idea of mixing them just because we needed quantity, but we found when we mixed them that the impurities in one counterbalance the impurities in the other and precipitate out, and you end up with a very high-grade lithium product.
What was the outcome?
The outcome was actually 8,500 milligrams per kilogram lithium.
And how does that compare to what it would have otherwise been in each of the 2 salars?
Well, it's some 14 times what it would have been if you'd just done Incohasi on its own, and some 7 times greater than if you'd done Rincon on its own.
For the uninitiated, how does 8,500 milligrams per kilogram compare in terms of grades being achieved by your peers?
Well, Orocobre, with their Olaroz project to the north of us, they concentrate to 7,000 milligrams per kilogram.
Now, I know massive Chinese player Ganfeng has been knocking on your door around your other project in that area, Copper Gold project. They want to run a pipeline through that ground of yours, so there must be an earn in that deal for you, right?
Oh, it's a cooperation with Ganfeng, so we're sharing the cost of a geophysical program, which will be useful for our Copper Gold project, but also useful for them so that they can see where they can put their pipeline. But it's a cooperation with a large company like Ganfeng, who are a significant player in the area.
Rebecca Holland-Kennedy from PepinNini Minerals, thanks for joining me on Bulls and Bears today. And remember, we're only here to give you information, not advice, which you should of course seek independently. I'm Matt Birney and this is Bulls and Bears.
For more public company CEO interviews, go to the Money page on the 6PR, 2GB and 3AW websites and click the Public Companies tab.